I don't know if you've ever thought about this before, but think about this. Don't you think it's strange that a lot of people in the charismatic churches and NAR churches, New Apostolic Reformation, what they're selling you is the same thing that worldly marketers are selling you when they try to sell you a product. When somebody tries to sell you a really expensive product or like a service, the whole goal is to sell benefits, to sell a transformed life. They're trying to get you to believe that if you purchase the service or the expensive product, it's going to change your life from not so good to really good. It's going to be just a huge life transformation. It's going to bring you from zero to hero. All right, when the charismatic churches and the NAR churches, they're trying to teach you the same thing. They're saying, God's going to give you this dream, and it's going to be so big, and it's going to take you from here to there. It's going to take you from zero to hero. But there's one thing you got to do in both of these cases. When the worldly marketers are marketing at you at a real high price, usually as a gimmick, you have to spend a lot of money for this life transformation. Same thing with these churches. You have to tithe a lot, like give strict obedience to the leaders. And if you do all this, they're promising you, it's kind of like Amway. They keep promising you it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. How many years are you going to listen to this? How many years have you been hearing it's right around the corner? Your breakthrough is right around the corner. I was at this church one time and they kept teaching that. And I was going through hell. I was going through a very difficult relational situation. They kept saying, your breakthrough is right around the corner. And they did a whole sermon series on it. It was like a 6-week sermon series. And they kept saying, like, you're almost there. You're almost there. And it meant a lot to me because I was going through a very difficult situation. And then all of a sudden they got to the end of the sermon series after like 6 weeks. And I came to church to hear more. And they were like, okay, so then tonight we're teaching on this. And they totally switched subjects. And nothing ever got better in that situation. It got actually worse. So, but then I started noticing this theme. They're always promising you something. It's like putting the carrot stick in front of the horse and just leading the horse wherever you want it to go. And then I started studying marketing and branding and things like that. And I realized they were using the same gimmicks. There's only one place. They try to tell you you're going to be an obscure person. God's going to give you this vision, this dream. You're going to start fulfilling the dream. You're going to start chasing the dream. And then God's going to fulfill it. He's going to bring you in this huge exalted position, right? You're going to go before kings of nations and this, that, and the other. Where do we see this in the Bible? They always use this one story, Joseph. In the Bible, Joseph, he went through a very difficult situation. He went from the pit, and then he went into the prison, and then finally, he was exalted to the second highest position in the land. He was doing this for God's purposes. He did this to save his family bloodline, basically, which Jesus was going to come from later. So it's totally different, and that's only one person that I can think of right off the top of my head that went from total zero, like to total hero, like they're promising you. Think about this. How much longer are you going to give your money to these churches? One time I was in a difficult situation where I needed help, and I knew this guy, and he had a lot of money, and he was following all these kind of ministries, like these real big time prosperity teachers. And I didn't even ask him for money, but he knew I was in a difficult position. So this is what he said to me. He goes, God requires a lot of me. I'm under like a lot of demand from God, a lot of responsibility. I go, what do you mean? He goes, I would help you, but I can't. God's called me to support all these big ministries like Benny Hinn and things like that. You know how corrupt that is? That you wouldn't help your Christian brother that was going to the same church as you? But I wasn't asking for help. I'm just saying that your mindset would be not to help them and instead to be giving it to somebody who's spending $30,000 a night in a hotel room. Exactly. Friend, I want you out of these kind of churches. I want you to get into a church that teaches the Bible line by line, book by book, and that teaches things in context. And know that you're not the focus of Christianity. Jesus is. Tell me what you think in the comments. All right, you have a great day.